guys, welcome back. Thanks for popping in. If it's your first time here, my name's Vanessa Lee. So we are going to be spending the week together. I'm going to be showing you what I get up to now that I'm pretty much a full-time content creator because I no longer have a job. That's not from choice. And we can just get to know each other a little more. To clean the shelves. Yeah, I want to clean those, and I just want to rearrange all the plants because everything's looking a little bit cluttered, and like where the plants are near my books, they're just covering the books and I can't actually get to my books, and that was the whole point of having the books there. Also, the reason why I started early is because I want to beat the sun. So I want to make something to eat, and then we're going to go hide in the bedroom until the sun goes down. I've got some editing and stuff that I need to do, so I'm gonna go and sit on the bed and do that and have a bit of a chat. Yeah, so I'm gonna go and make some food. I've disorganized all my YouTube videos that I'd filmed, which were still on my phone because that's what I've been using, or that's what I'm currently using. So I took them all off and saved them on this. This device is amazing because you can literally just plug it straight into the phone. And then this is a really old hard drive, so this has all my modeling stuff on it. It's got a couple of TV commercials and stuff. Actually, I found two of my TV commercials on YouTube, so hopefully I can just snip a clip from those, and I know that's going to be a whole new skill for me to learn. Yeah, so we're going to be doing that. I'm going to be taking you through the whole modeling day, cleaning the plants later. We'll probably not get to do the hallway. I'll come back tomorrow and do the hallway, and then I want to start pulling the plants to one side that I'm selling. Another reason why we're hiding in my bedroom today, or probably the main reason, is because I have broken out in spots. You probably can't see them from here, but I see them and I can feel them. They're actually like a little sore, and I know that that's from my sunblock. And I have tried 3 different types of sunblock and they've all given me zits. And this is something I've always had an issue with, but as I've got older, it's actually got worse, which is so annoying. It's just like, oh, just cut me a break. Yeah, I've been actually doing a lot of research on sunblock. So I always double cleanse anyway, luckily. But did you know that if you're wearing sunblock, you should actually be triple cleansing some of them? Like if they're really oil-based, if they're water resistant, then they're oil-based and you should be cleansing 3 times. But my skin is very dry, so that's just gonna harm my skin barrier. I need to find a sunblock that I can just do, if I can get away with just 1 cleanse, because I don't wear makeup, I don't wear foundation. The most like today, I have just some mascara, I have some blusher, and I just literally put on some of this. You know, it's a no makeup day. I don't wear makeup anyway. The most that I would do is maybe fill in my eyebrows and wear a lip tint. With all the additional stuff that I just told you about. I did actually recently buy a bit of makeup. Do you want to see it? So I bought this from Bare Minerals, and I actually just used this on my eyelids, and I think it has I think it's got a sunblock on it. I hope I bought the right one. But yeah, just so that because you know, like, I don't want to put sunblock on my eyelids. So I'm trying to protect my skin and, you know, stop the aging. Another thing that I bought, it doesn't have an SPF in it. I would like to find a lip tint with an SPF in it because my lips definitely do get darker. And yeah, this one's really cute. It's like a reddish color, and the brush is really sweet. Like, it's really, like, you can get in those corners. Yeah, it's pretty, and it has like a tingling thing, so it plumps your lips as well. So that's something new for me. This is what I use for my eyebrows when I fill them in. It's old school, you know, with a little brush, and I brush in where the little bare sections of my eyebrows are. But I don't do that very often, like barely ever, to be honest. But I do want to start making an effort in my appearance. So yeah, I want to do a bit of that kind of shopping as well, but I think I'm going to save that for a separate day, because that world definitely does overwhelm me. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, I was kind of monetized on TikTok. I think what it is there's like a pilot scheme that's out for a selective few. That's what it said on the thing. And you have 1,000 subscribers, which just goes to show you that I really don't use it very often. It approached me ages ago, like months ago, but I didn't know what they were talking about. There was a message that kept coming up on, you know, like where your activities and everything are on TikTok. Anyway, then I got chatting to a new friend that I've made, and he told me, look, his friend actually makes a lot of money doing TikTok. So I thought, okay, let's give that a go. YouTube at the moment just really isn't even touching sides. But yeah, as soon as the temperatures go down, we are going to go into the living room and do some work with the plants. Take it from there. Done for today. Oof. Really pleased with this though. Before I tackle the plants in the hallway, I'm going to go and do some exercise. Use the heat to my advantage. I'm going to do some Pilates, and then we're going to probably hide in the bedroom for a little bit, and then we'll come out and do all the plants in the hallway. So last year I lost a job that I really loved doing, but before that I had always been self-employed. It was the first job that I'd stuck with that I was being employed, and I felt like that was quite an achievement. So that was really good and that was really fun. And then, yeah, so I lost that job in December, just before Christmas. Then my mum passed away, so I've only one parent now. And I think that is a massive, like, landmark. I don't know if landmark is the right word, but you know what I mean. Like, I remember being much younger and always worrying about the day that, you know, I wouldn't have my parents and what that would be like and how that would feel, not having them to just call up whenever you feel like it. And I still get that. Like, what was it, 2 weeks ago, almost every morning I'd wake up and be like, oh, I've got to tell mum that. And it's so weird because even though my mum died in December, she had dementia. So I had been experiencing her as a 3-year-old for, I would say, 5 years. So I kind of lost my mum 5 years ago, more or less. But the person that she became with dementia was like her 3-year-old self. So it was almost like, oh, I was getting to experience what she was like at that age, which was really interesting. Before that, before losing my job and my mother, my body had just suddenly started rejecting loads of things, and I was like trying to figure out, like, what is it that you want now? Like, what am I going to feed you? Hormones also were just all over the place. So I had to go through various different things to try and balance those out. And if you're interested in that, I will just leave a comment and I'll do a video on just how I managed to balance my hormones out again, and like dealing with being bloated all the time. Oh my God, the bloating was just crazy. Now I don't have any bloating, but there are some triggers, and I've realized that some of my favorite snacky things I can no longer have. So yeah, that's a whole dietary thing, and I definitely want to do a video on food and that angle of self-care. Yeah, so I was going through that, and that was like a good 3 years of just getting to know my body again. And now it's like a light bulb has just been switched on, or like I've just suddenly woken up and I've realized this is a new chapter. This is a whole new beginning. I'm starting over again. Like, I'm actually starting over again, and I just hadn't realized it. And it's a big deal. It's a really big deal. So yeah, I'm really interested in what's going to happen next. And yeah, I'm definitely going to want to take you guys along the journey, because you're either younger than me and you're going to experience these things, and I'm hoping that I can give you some sort of insight, or you're the same age or maybe older. I don't believe that an age should determine how you feel. It's how you treat your body and the amount of self-care that you give your body and your mind that determines your age. Okay, I'm gonna go and do some work now, and then I'm gonna meet you in the hallway when it's a little bit cooler, when I start feeling a breeze and I feel like the sun isn't gonna hit my face. But the hallway actually gets low light from about 4. So what are we on now? We've got an hour, so that gives me an hour to just do a little bit of editing. All right, see you in a bit. This one's going. And this. Both of these I'm going to be selling. It's got a new leaf coming. That's good. So all of the plants on the floor are for sale. Yeah, just a really quick, easy snack. Just a little bowl of kimchi. I really want to learn how to make my own, because I go through loads of this stuff. Yummy. So this is what's left on the shelves. And I'm really hoping I can get a lot of this all on one shelf. These guys, I think I'm gonna get rid of them. And maybe this dude. And maybe I can just put this somewhere else. This, I think I might hang up there. And that dude is gonna stay on the floor. And then here, this tall plant I want against the wall. That's going in the garden, that's going in the dustbin. And this one will probably stand on this box on its own. Let me show you what it's looking like. So this is the end result. And I think I'm happy with that. Everyone seems to have some space. All of these guys are gonna be going to a new home. Good morning. Woke up a little late, so we need to get a move on. I've actually got a meeting today, which I want to walk to. And then after that, I'd like to go and do some shopping. I want to go and shop the designer plants. And yeah, I'm going to take you guys along with me. But now I just need to go and get dressed. So I'm on my second matcha of the day. I don't know if I said that I gave up coffee after getting my teeth sorted. I decided to stop drinking coffee just for a little while. My tummy doesn't always like coffee. So I'm drinking matcha. I'm getting used to it, let's put it that way. But I do miss a coffee in the morning. Yeah, that's the look. Okay, I decided to come back real quick. Yeah, I bought some food on the way back. I just found these. And they say that they're high protein, 8%, 8 grams. So those would be quite nice with the eggs, I think. Got some spinach in the fridge. This is my little naughty pleasure. I'm gonna allow myself one a day. And I'm gonna toast it and really make a big deal out of it. Maybe put I've got some raspberries and stuff in the freezer. And then I just put some grapes because those are high in antioxidants. Yeah, so I came back because I actually decided to change my shoes just before leaving. I put my sneakers on and I came back thinking I'll probably put the slip-slops back on. They're looking a bit tattered. I really need to buy a new pair. Maybe that's something I can look for when I'm out. But anyway, I'm glad I popped back in because then at least I know I've got some food in the house. Okay, makeup is done. Well, my idea of makeup. John Lewis. We're actually at the back because I always walk around the back streets rather than on the main road. Those are adorable. This one's cute. Oh, they're £20. Hi guys, so it's actually been a day, it's been a day, but it's been a day since you last saw me. Yesterday I woke up in a really wretched mood. I was feeling all the feelings. I was like, yeah, I woke up so angry, and then I was like really sad, and then I was grieving, and then just everything. It was just like one of those days where it just all kind of piled on. And I just decided not to film that day. I just laid on my bed and watched the Hunger Games, actually, like the first one, which of course I've seen. But yeah, it was really cool to see that it was, all of them are on Netflix at the moment. So, and I haven't seen the very last one. What's the last one called actually? Let's have a quick look. Okay, so the one that I haven't seen is the Hunger Games, the Ballad of the Songbirds and Snakes. So I'm saving that. Let me know guys, have you seen it? Because I know that it was at the cinema and it doesn't seem that it was that long ago. Anyway, so that's what I did yesterday. The last time that you saw me was the day that I went to Selfridges and to John Lewis, and they did have some really beautiful plants. It was more floral flowers. I don't really know what I was expecting, but it was really interesting to see the starfish sansevieria, which I have two of in the hallway. And I actually think that they were very well priced, because that's pretty much how much I paid for mine, and it didn't come in a really lovely pot. It literally just came in a plastic, brown plastic, you know, the standard drainage pots. So that was quite nice to see. And then what else? And then John Lewis, they had some really pretty orchids, and the plants that they did have were actually really well priced, considering you get a pot with it as well, like £8. Especially like say you were going to visit someone and you needed to quickly get them a gift. So after I went to John Lewis, I actually took this long walk up to the Gap, because we have one Gap store in London. I think it's part of Next. So I really wanted to get myself a white Oxford shirt, but I found the collar was like a bit too little and sharp. So I popped into H&M, I was already at that stage ready to go home. Popped into H&M and I found this one, and it's exactly like an Oxford shirt. So it's got the pocket there, it's 100% cotton, it's got the pleat in the back. I'm so happy with it, and the collar is just perfect. Check out the price. I'm very, very impressed with that. I've already rolled up the sleeves and stuff. But yeah, you can see the collar is just so nice. And you can just like wear it over stuff, or you can wear this in so many different ways. So yeah, I bought that. And then I didn't have shoes that I was really, I went shopping in those awful Adidas sneakers. But yeah, I bought these from Zara, which I absolutely love. and I had my size. I actually got them in a 41. I'm normally a 40, but with slip-ons, I don't like that look where you're either hanging out the back or, I mean, you can't really see them, but yeah. And I like the brass work because I wear gold, so it just made sense. As soon as I saw them, I just loved them. They've got like this kind of little raised area here. You can see like this, it's got like a lot of cushioning and stuff. This will go with so many things in my wardrobe, and it's shoes that I'm kind of struggling with. Like I can put an outfit together, but then I won't have the correct shoe. So please. So I spent a little bit of money on myself, which is very naughty for someone that doesn't have a job, and I really shouldn't be spending money, but you know. Let's move on to this, what we're going to be doing today. So I was going to dig out all of my modelling portfolios, which are currently in storage, but like I said, I just wasn't feeling it. But I did take some photos off of one of those hard drives and I put them on here. For those of you that don't know, I used to be a fashion model and I started in the 90s. So we're talking way before Instagram and TikTok and all of those things. I was scouted outside Topshop with my mum the first time, and I was wearing like really thick glasses. I've had eye surgery. These glasses are actually quite thin compared to the ones I used to have. I just wasn't like, I don't know. And so I didn't take it seriously at all. And I mean, they kind of were, I suppose, talking more. They were trying to talk to me, but I just wasn't, yeah, I just wasn't interested. And then they spoke to my mum a bit and she was like, yeah, she's quite shy, and which is true, I was very shy. And then I was scouted again. And I was a little older and yeah, I just went for it. So I joined this agency called, I'd like to say Askew's, but it wasn't Askew's. It was a branch off of Askew's, which was like for beginner models, models that were quite young and really inexperienced. But it was owned by Nigel Askew, and Nigel Askew was my, like, he basically took care of me. He was my manager. The thing about my legs, I didn't like my legs, and I would wear these long jogging bottoms and I'd go into the agency and he'd look at me and he'd be like, what are you wearing? Like, you can't wear that. At that time, actually, there was this guy going around certain parts of London where he knew models would go to their castings, and he'd throw acid on their legs. So that's another thing, like, I was just like being modest basically. But yeah, I remember when I'd go on castings, like, he'd always like want me to go to the agency first and like check me out, make sure I like knew what to say, and you know, very inexperienced. And he'd always say to me, now bubbly, 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 you know, and like kind of send me on my way. Basically saying, you're being a grumpy teenager. Okay, so I'm going to start showing you some photos and just stop talking. So the very first job that I got with Just 17 was for like dental hygiene, like taking care of your teeth. So it's like, I'll show you the shot, and I'm really pleased with that shot. And they were just so sweet to me on that shoot because I was very quiet. And then they booked me again and I got this shoot, and you can see they just didn't know what to do with my hair. And I also got the cover. Yeah, it was just such a cool shoot. And it, I don't know if you can see that, but like, they've put a caption saying mad, or what does it say? Fashion goes black and white, and then they put the word mad. So when I turned up for this shoot, like, I remember the photographer talking to probably the art director or the editor. I remember him saying like, she's very shy, she's like, she's really quiet. And then they put the camera on me and I just, you know, lost my inhibitions and I was just like a different person. And so whenever I would get these shoots, they would use words like mad and wild thing, and I don't know, it was just crazy. It just became like a caption that they would always add to my work. Yeah, and then after that I started working with my own hair, and I just started learning how, like, when my hair was wet, it would go into these like quite cute little curls, and I was like, why won't it dry that way? So I started twisting two pieces together, and yeah, I did like a lot of my work with my natural hair, which basically meant that hairdressers couldn't come anywhere near me. I would just do my own hair. And I started getting all the other little teenage magazines like Miss. It's also like a teeny bop magazine. Like, there was this whole thing about the supermodels at the time. So these were like the teens, done by Just 17s. I worked with these girls a lot. And you can see, like, I've just always got my natural hair. This was a really cool shoot. I'll show you the cover to that one. And there's the cover. I was really pleased that I got the cover. Yeah, so I did a lot of those kind of teeny magazines, and then I actually moved to another modelling agency called Gavin's, because Nigel became quite sick and I think he had to close the agency. But I moved to an agency called Gavin's, and I didn't really know that much about the owner because I never got a chance to meet him. But I got this booking in Italy to go to Portofino. And all I knew was that I was working for there were two jobs that I was flying out there for. One was for Cosmopolitan and one was for like a catalogue. I don't actually remember the name of the catalogue. I think I've still got photos from that catalogue, from that shoot. I'm sure I do. I'm sure I saw them. So I'll whack some up. But yeah, I'll show you the shoot that we did, which is hilarious. They didn't want to use my natural hair. Still at the very beginning stages of learning how to do my own twists. But they found this mannequin that was wearing a blonde wig, and they asked the shop owner if they could use it. And yeah, I wore that for the shoot. This is for, and yeah, so I didn't actually know which Cosmo it was. And this is for South African Cosmo in Portofino, and it was just, oh, that's a different shoot. And this one is also a really cute shot. So when you first start modeling, you know, they kind of, wherever it is you are in the world, they will send you on go-sees, and you would go and see all the different magazines, just go and say hi and introduce yourself. Like, there's no job like that you're going for, it's just to go and introduce yourself. And then I think all agencies all over the world do this. They will then send you to Milan, and Milan is hardcore because you are literally standing in a line for a casting, which is like an interview, and you'll be there with top models in that queue, you know, so you kind of like, oh my gosh, I've got to stand out against, you know, Naomi Campbell or Claudia Schiffer. But yeah, I went to Milan, and Milan is like, it either makes or breaks you. So a lot of models will give up after being in Milan. Like, it's tough. It is a tough, it's a place that kind of, you learn to grow up very quickly. And yeah, I went to Milan. I got some really good fashion shows when I was there. And when you do the major designers, the big designers at the Fiera, there's a big meal afterwards. You get invited to this huge, like, beautiful meal. Like, no one seemed to know what was going on, where to sit, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not standing here while this is happening. Like, I'm gonna go hide in the bathroom. And as I was going to the bathroom, I heard someone go, "You just stepped on me. Watch where you're going." And it was Kate Moss. And then we had a chat in the bathroom. It was so cool. She was really lovely. Whenever I saw her out and about after that, she would always say hi, which is kind of mad to think that she would remember me, because She must meet a lot of people. Before you even get jobs, really, you should do some test shoots with photographers, and hopefully you'll get a photographer that really knows how to bring out your personality. And I got to work with a couple of really amazing photographers actually, but the first one was Ian Houghton, and I don't know if he's still around because I have tried to find him online and I just can't find him. But he did this shoot of me, and this one made me a lot of money. Like, I got so many jobs after doing this one shoot. I'll show you another one from that shoot. I actually have the, what do they call them? Like, I've got the whole reel. So one day I'll show you, like, so you'll get to see 30 different shots of me just moving around. And yeah, obviously nothing was digital then, everything was on film. I started working for Speedo, and pretty much 4 times a year I would go and shoot with Speedo. They would fly me all over the place. I also got to work with a photographer called Bob Carlos Clark, who also is no longer with us. He is a super famous photographer from the 80s. That's when he kind of made his mark. We did this shoot together outside Hyde Park. You can see the sign there in the background. He had this bodysuit made for me. It took about 2 months. I would keep going back and having fittings. The hands, the feet, everything was connected. And on the day of the shoot, I actually passed out because you need to have one little area that's open when you wear a suit like this, otherwise your body can't breathe. And it was a very hot day. I'll show you another shot from that shoot, which I absolutely love this one, this little headshot. And yeah, the photographer won the Potty photographer of the year with this shoot, and so that again kind of pushed my career a little bit more. And he also had this wig made for me, and I still have it. I had my hair relaxed when I was like really young, when I was like 15 maybe or 14, and I didn't like it. Like, my hair was like, I mean, relaxers are better now, but it was stiff like a board, and it just started breaking, and it was just a nightmare. And I just missed my natural hair. I just remember, like, almost as soon as I'd done it, had it done, and everybody else was like, wow, your hair's so long. But I remember just thinking, I've made a mistake. I don't like this. I actually liked my natural hair. So yeah, I did a lot of work with my natural hair. But yeah, once I kind of cut that awful stuff out of my hair, I went natural again. And I think in my head also, I realised that no other models were walking around with their hair natural, so why not scoop up the work? So whatever jobs came up where they needed a natural girly, or they wanted something unusual, like this is for Levi's, a Dutch magazine, and I actually flew out to, Swiss. I actually flew out to Switzerland, and I stayed there for a couple of weeks, and I got a load of different jobs there. For some reason they were insistent on trying to blow dry my natural hair straight. You can see like the work that I got is very similar. It's all very like healthy, bouncy kind of girl, like a lot of jumping around. Yes, every now and then I'd get something a little bit more grown up, which was nice. This is for a South African magazine. So yeah, I went to South Africa. The first time I went was, oh my gosh, it was crazy. But this was like around 98, I think. Got so many photos. It's almost like I'd have to do several episodes to show you them all. Like, I have boxes and boxes of tear sheets and work that I've done, and I've also got some TV commercials that I've done, which I think I mentioned in another part of this video. And I'll see what I can do and see if I can grab some clips of that, or maybe I can put the link in the description if you are interested. Yeah, so that's just kind of a little hint of what kind of work I was doing as a fashion model. And I was predominantly doing sportswear, anything to do with health, skincare. I was always the natural girly. Sometimes I wonder if I had gone down the route of straightening my hair and doing all of that, whether I would have, you know, become more successful. But I really wanted to, I don't know, I was quite stubborn, I guess. It's not that I was stubborn, it was working for me. I was making money, and I did manage to make enough money to sustain myself and take care of myself. It gave me a lot of independence. But yeah, and I really did want to just be natural, and I just didn't, I can't really say that I overthought it that much, to be honest. It wasn't like I was like, oh, other girls really need to be natural too. I just liked how I looked with my natural hair and how it made me feel. So yeah, there was nothing kind of political about it. There was nothing kind of like, oh, black girls should have their hair natural, and I still don't feel that way. Whatever you want to do, whatever it is that makes you feel confident and you feel yourself, you should do that. If you want to wear your hair pink because that's how you like it, do it. It's your life, it's your body. If people don't like it, that's on them, it's not on you. Anyway, I'm gonna stop going off on one. You can tell I'm still a bit whingy. I mentioned that I'd been monetized by TikTok, and I was meant to do these videos for them, like selling stuff and whatever, and I'm sorry, it's just not for me. It's just drawing too much of my attention away from where I really want to put my time, which is here on YouTube. Oh, that's the thing actually. So what I have noticed is that I'm getting clicks in my showcase, which is the shop on TikTok. Had 111 clicks within, like, you know, I don't know how many days. So people were definitely wanting to shop. But the problem is, I think a lot of people that are trying to shop are in America, and I can currently only sell to UK citizens. Only in the UK. I don't think I can even sell to Europe. The banging's back, I'm really sorry, but I'm just gonna carry on talking. Which then brings me on to another thing. I'm also an Amazon affiliate, and I did put some links in the description for both the UK and for the USA. And you get 30 days. So if nobody buys anything within those 30 days, then it gets cancelled. So I no longer have the UK one, but I do have the USA one. So I do want to say thank you. Thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot to me that even though, you know, you don't need to actually buy things from Amazon via my clicks, but it's that you're showing me your support, and I really do appreciate that. I mean, I don't even know how much I made. I think I made something like 18 pence, but it's not that. It's more about that you guys have got my back and that you're kind of along for the journey, and it just it makes me feel so good. I mean, the majority of my subscribers are from the USA, Canada, a little bit from England and a little bit from Europe. I really appreciate you guys, so thank you for that. Thank you for showing me your support. I'm actually going to end the video here because it is already going to be quite a long one, and I hope you enjoyed it. Do let me know what you thought of it, and if there's anything that you want to see more of, do leave that in the description down below, because as you know, I'm on a journey. We are on this journey together, and I don't obviously I want to take you on my journey, but at the same time it would be nice to know that what kind of parts of my journey are hitting home with you, that maybe you're also experiencing, and that I can do more of that, and we can travel together. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for hanging out. Give me a thumbs up on your way out. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you here again very soon. Until then, bye.